Hello and welcome back to a Monday installment of Poke Fodder in Discord. One of the members who I chat with here and there, Joy, asked me to give this deck a try. Apparently he was missing one of the pieces. I don't think he had Leo, but I can't remember. I feel like he was missing two of the pieces. But he asked me to try out this deck. Joy likes to, he is constantly sending me screenshots of decks. And I don't know if he ever even runs the deck in games at all. He'll just craft a deck, throw some plates in it, send it to me, and I know he chats with other people as well, but he'll send it to me and say, "What do you think?" And I'll tell him, "Well, that sucks," or "I don't really know what you're going for here," or sometimes I'll say, "Wow, that looks really good." But this is one that he didn't ask. He said, "Hey, I need you to draw out a deck for me." If you watched my stream earlier today, I ran this deck with mixed results. Now, I will say that the mixed results were like 2 parts I'm an idiot, and 1 part I have terrible RNG, and 1 part I made bad plays. or 1 part good, I guess, would be the 4 parts of all that. But I haven't had a lot of success with it. But to be fair, I haven't had a lot of success with much at the moment. If you will look, my rating is barely holding on to the 3000 rank. And it wasn't that long ago that I was over 3600 in rank. So you can see that it's been a long downward spiral. But here we go. So I'm going to open up and put Coco, because he's my only runner. I'm going to put Coco there. He does not have a Terrakion. I'm going to go ahead and just throw out Sceptile here. Entei's a really nice figure. And since I got mine up to level 9, I haven't really used it much. And here is one thing that I have discovered over the past 3 weeks, maybe a month of Pokemon Duel. I have too many figures. There, I said it. I have too many figures. I have, well, and let me clarify what I'm saying there. To those of you who, I'm going to assume that you guys are not whales and that you don't max out your 50,000 credits that you can have each month. So I'm going to go off that assumption first. Now, with that in mind, you probably do not go out and open boosters upon boosters upon boosters, have every new Pokemon the day they come out, have them at level 5, have hundreds of Carbonite just waiting at your disposal. I'm making those assumptions here. Does this guy really think that I'm going to walk into his Empoleon trap? Now, with that being the assumption that I'm going on, what my guess is that happens is you pull some figures. Maybe you buy sextuple packs back in the day and got some of the grass figures. Or maybe you buy the $7.99 bonuses and pull some nice figures. That's entirely possible. Let me think for just 1 second what I want to do here. You probably have a nice deck that you run in League, and you know the deck, you know its synergies, you know how it plays, and more importantly, you know your matchups. So, as time goes on, you put more resources into this deck, you learn the deck, the ins and outs of the deck, and you really get quite good at using the deck, quite honestly. I am going to double chance. Put my story on pause real quick. That works. We don't need to respin. I could go there. I'm actually just going to go there and threaten goal. Now, what happens for me is, and just for full disclosure, I do not max out the 50,000 credits every month. To me, that seems irresponsible, but I don't do that. On the other hand, I do buy gems way more often than the average person probably does. Can we get gold again? We cannot. And I do that so that I can get the latest figures. And if I don't pull the latest figures, then it affords me the ability to craft the latest figures. For example, Solgaleo here. I didn't pull him, I had to craft him. We are going to... I'm okay with that. And what ends up happening is I end up running so many... I always try to incorporate the new Pokemon into my decks. I always try to incorporate the ones that I've put the most resources in. For example, my Zapdos here. Is he really going to do that? Well, that would be dumb. Okay. My Zapdos it's level 9, so I've put 400 Carmonite into it. I have 10 chain levels into it. I have put a ton of resources into this Pokemon. My Blaziken has no chain levels, but it is level 9, so there's another 400 Carmonite that I have put into this Pokemon. My point is, I have an Entei that's level 9. No chain levels, but level 9 is still level 9. And I think what ends up happening for me is I end up trying to get my Zapdos in every deck, my Blaziken in every deck, my Entei in every deck. And at the end of the day, they just don't all go really well together. They don't synergize great. Like, Entei and Blaziken maybe do, but maybe not something else, like a Mew. I have a level 10 Mew, or a C level 10 Mew. Maybe he doesn't fit into every deck. So what ends up happening for me, and this is just my experience, and you know what, his deck kind of crushed right there. We'll do another one. What ends up happening is I learn a little bit about each different Pokemon, but I don't necessarily remember all of the abilities of all the Pokemon. I for sure don't know all the matchups of every Pokemon. I have to stop and think, what is this wheel? What's that wheel? What does it go up against? And I think at the end of the day, that it prevents me from being the best Pokemon dueler that I personally can be. Now, I will get on runs where I have favorable RNG, like everybody else does. And I'll win a lot of games because my Pokemon that I'm using are strong. But that doesn't mean that I'm putting together the best deck possible. And it for sure doesn't mean that I'm running each deck or a particular deck optimally. So what I would like to do is I'd like to get to a point where I have one deck that I use all the time, and it's my go-to deck, and I learn it, and I know the ins and outs of it. I just don't get there, you know, and I'm not making excuses here, but I think it would be really boring content for me to put out. If, say this was my deck. Say I use Joy's deck here. And this is the only deck you ever saw me run except for in league play or gym play. After a while, you're like, okay, I've seen that. I'm good. What else? And that creates, you know, I think that's what adds to these streaks where I go long losing streaks, constantly rotating out decks, constantly trying new Pokemon. And don't get me wrong, like I'm not blaming any of this and any of my skill or lack of skill on doing content creation. Like I'm not blaming it at all. I'm just saying that that sucked. What level? That is a huge gold. Is that level 10? Let me look at this guy. That's only level 6? Jeez. Alright, well. Since I can't lose to his gold. Although I can't... No, I still can't lose to gold. Goodness gracious. But anyway, so the point of all that was... I think that's why I go on these streaks where I just feel like I can't win. It's... I'm not getting good matchups. Because... like I just don't know the deck that well. And then you take into account that there is some RNG base to the game where a couple of bad spins can cost you a game, quite honestly. But nonetheless, I think you guys understand where I'm going with that. And I'm going to continue to keep doing what I do. I hope you guys continue to enjoy it. All right. All right. Cool. I'm just going to keep on keeping on. Sableye, I hate him. I think the reason why that looks so big is because most people, I feel like, probably level up the Confuse Ray to level 5. And he didn't for sure. Like he put that all in gold. I'm not going to take the chance of rolling a 50 there. What? 7 there. 9 there. Like this guy has chain levels everywhere. Not chain levels. He has a Carbonite. Now, I did this on one of my videos, and it almost came back to bite me. I'm not going to do it. He has 10 there. We already said he had 6 there. He has 8 there. Let's see. I don't think he has any there. Okay. So this guy obviously, like I was saying, people do, he obviously uses this deck all of the time. And he's put all of his resources into that deck. Let's see what his Blaziken is. I have a feeling it's at least 9. Yep. And on the one hand, I'm kind of envious of the people who play one deck and know the deck forward and backward, inside and out. They know all their matchups. If you'll remember, not too long ago, I did a feature on Mystic's deck. And one of the things that I really liked about that, actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do Steel Energy. One of the things that I liked about that was not so much that I thought the deck was all world. I think it's a very solid deck. I think there are better. But the fact that he knew that deck inside and out, that he played it all the time, he'd been using it for weeks, probably, if not months. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I actually changed my name to Miss simply for that reason. All right. So let's take this opportunity to try to get rid of rubber chicken. Perfect. Nope, we're good. And so what ended up happening was he knew all of his matchups. And so when an opponent would bring a Pokemon out, he knew exactly who to counter with. And that's what gets you to be the best Pokemon dueler that you can be. Now I need a 140. Ooh. I don't know if he has counterattack, but it's not going to matter. I'm not going to attack. Maybe I should have. Maybe I should have. And now what we're going to do is we are going to goal block with, you have the bigger dodge, you can beat 120. See how this works out for me. Could be terrible. Oh boy. Well, I'm not even going to mess with that. That was phenomenal. But anyway. So, Joy, I've used your deck probably in 20 matches now. I for sure have a losing record with your deck. I think it's good. I don't know. Maybe in that last game, maybe what I should have done different is go ahead and attack Sableye. But I don't know. I guess I didn't have anything to lose. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't aggressive enough. But I think it's a good deck. I think it could easily work. And if somebody wanted to replicate this deck, then I think this would be a deck worth investing into and making it your all-around league deck. Just because I did not have success with it, I feel like it covers a lot of things. So there you go. That is my analysis. That's going to do it for Monday's installment. How'd you guys do in the gym? I ended up 72nd. I don't think I beat anybody but Bugbot yesterday. It was pretty ridiculous. It was a calamity of things. I lost probably in every way you can possibly lose. How about that? From me earthquaking my own goalies, to me using Gengar to move over my own Pokemon that were poisoned on the goal, to who knows, like just rolling miss, rolling my weak attack like 32 on their primary attack, Mega Gengar rushing. There was everything across the board. I'm pretty sure that I lost by it yesterday. So head over to my Discord. As always, links are in the description below. If you have a deck that you think is good, could be good if you're missing the pieces, I probably have them. There's a handful of Pokemon I don't have, so, but probably nothing that you'd be asking about at this point. I have on my Discord, I have a section for video ideas. If you want to post one up there. If you want to head over to my Reddit, if you've come up with a deck that you think is really good and you want to talk about it, I've got a Reddit page. Link is in the description below. Head over there, post up the deck, the plates you're running, why you think it works. Who knows? Maybe I'll run it and see what happens. If you want to do a video, I know Rico used to do this. If you want to do a video of a deck then post it up somewhere and or reach out to me. I have an email address, or hit me up on Discord. Send me the file, and we'll kind of go over back and forth, and you know what? I won't do all of them because I can't, but maybe I'll do a few of them. Who knows? Anyways, that's a long way of me saying this video is over, and until next time.